of gasoline? Might you have an ATM machine? Little sip of Coca-Cola.
Testing, 1, 2, 3. Testing, 1, 2, 3. Is it on? Yeah, looks like we're on. We've got audio. Well, hello there, and welcome to another Soaring Eagle DIY video. In this video, we're going to be installing an Icom VHF two-way radio into a outdoor, mountainous, heavy-duty four-wheel drive. Call it, what are we going to call it here? It's kind of a European-styled four-wheel drive truck. Four-wheel drive RV. It's huge, it's monstrous. Stay tuned and you'll see a picture of it later. And Richard, the owner of the truck, called me and wanted a radio installed. And so the reason for that is if you see this picture behind me here, it's a big, heavy duty, big loaded logging truck coming down the hill. Well, Richard had met something similar to that, even bigger than that, on the north end of Vancouver Island, being up on a Forest Service logging road, and it was an active road that day. And when he went up the highway, he encountered a huge truck similar to that, but much bigger, extra wide bump, and there was nowhere to go except stop. And as the truck kept closer, he had to start backing up about 2 kilometers down the hill to get to a turnoff spot and let the truck by. And that's why he thought it'd be a good idea to get one of these stuck in this truck, so that next time he goes up there, he can talk to them on our channels that the Industry Canada has put on all Forest Service roads throughout British Columbia. Doesn't matter where you go. And we do program those channels into this radio along with the lab channels. It does require a light radio license through ISED Canada. We do all the administration work for free for the customer if he doesn't have a current license. And then they just have to pay for the license. It's somewhere around $50 a year. Some people think that's a little bit too much, but it is what it is. You don't go hunting without a hunting license or fishing with a salmon tag, or you get caught without it and stuff. They actually take your truck when you're fishing, I heard. So anyway, with this thing, there is could be a fine if you do use these on the Forest Service roads, or use them anywhere for that matter. You do need a license for them. What we're going to do is the quick unboxing of this. Everybody's seen unboxing things, and we're not going to spend too much time on that. So if you do order this and want to do a DIY and install it yourself, it's not that difficult. It's not rocket science to do that. As my former boss once said, anybody's brass monkey could install it, so I guess he called me a monkey, but that's okay. Here we have an Icom radio inside the box, 128 channel capable, and with that comes the microphone, power cord, and a mounting bracket, and a little bag with the mic clip and all the screws needed to mount it, if you're going to do that. It also has a little black wire that comes in there just in case you want to ground the mic pin on the back of the mic for some reason. Not required very often. I've never done that myself, but it does have the option of grounding the mic pin on there. And so anyway, that's the pieces that comes with this radio here. And what I'm going to show you is a couple of different options to mount the radio antenna on the outside. Now, in Richard's case, what we ended up using is a mirror mount type antenna. It's like an L bracket with an NMO mount on it, and you can mount that to a back wall, or you can mount it to a pipe, either vertical or horizontal, just by changing the angle of this little clip-on bracket, and with bolts and nuts and screws come with that. So that's what we would call a mirror mount, NMO mirror mount. And I'll just unscrew this antenna off of this one here. NMO is a current antenna that's used on probably 99.9% of the radios today, and it'll just screw right on there. I always highly recommend putting a little dielectric grease inside here and the pin and the connector, and the same with on the top on all these connections and stuff. This gives you a longevity of the antenna and a better connection for a long time. Some people will negate that, but you'll probably find that in about a year's time you're going to get less and less signal because of oxidization and corrosion on the connectors. So do put a little dielectric grease on there. Take a minute. You can buy dielectric grease, a little tube of it, for about $10 at Canadian Tire. That's where I pick it up. So let's lay that one aside. And then another option would be a mag mount, and same thing, you know, the antenna will just screw on there, put a little dielectric grease on there as well. Now on the Ford trucks, being aluminum bodies today, magnets don't stick to aluminum, so if you're on any kind of surface, or even plastic for that matter, there's a little mounting plate with a double-sided tape on there, so you mount that on the roof and then put the magnet on top of that if that's the way that you want to go, using a mag mount to do the installation. Now, the antennas don't come with the initial sale of the radio. It's an option to buy with the radio, so we have pricing for the radio, and then the antennas are always an option because there's so many ways to go. Now the third way that just kind of got a little creative and inventive here, what I did is I went on Amazon. I'll put a link to this. It's just a little rail mounting to clamp to a ladder post or a rail or what have you, and it just bolts right onto one of those little L brackets that I showed you earlier here, just like this. So this is what we've got bolted onto there. Now, depending on how you want to mount it onto a rail, either horizontal or vertical, you can just loosen this little bolt here and just spin it to get it into its right position. And I'll put a link to this bracket, but this is really handy if you want to even, you know, clamp this antenna, let's say to a quad or something like that you want to take on and off, or use on multiple different vehicles, and you can just tighten it to the rail, spin it up real quick, or even put it to a post or something like that. So this is a great handy little option that came up just the recent days here and stuff like that. So we'll post a link for that on there as well. And having one of these radios inside your truck is definitely going to help you out when you encounter one of these rigs coming down the hill, and you can listen to them as they give their loaded miles on the radio band and stuff. Now, Industry Canada has installed our channels into all the BC4 service roads. It was about a 10 or 15 year project for them to do that, but in the last probably about 5 or 10 years now, it's been active, and it's worked out really well. That way you don't always have to change a channel when a different logging company takes ownership of a 4 service road, and then the channels and frequency was changed, and everybody would have to reprogram all the radios. So now all the roads, 4 service roads, are designated. With that comes the light radio license. Inside there we also do install the LAD channels for BC and Alberta. It's also included in the light radio. Now anybody is allowed to apply for that and get the licensing and stuff. Again, you don't want to use this actively without a license, and that goes for whether you're mining, construction, logging, sightseeing, just cruising up and down the road, or highway hauling. And we do help with the licensing. It's not rocket science for me. I've done a lot of them, a couple 150 licenses in the last couple of years for people. And again, when you buy the radio from us, we'll do the admin work for free. Otherwise, there's about a $50 charge to help you get your license. And your license is about $50 a year payable to Industry Canada, or we're called ISED, abbreviated for Innovative Science and Technology or something like that. Anyway, let's go out to the truck and we'll get this radio installed for Richard. So next time he goes up that road, when he meets one of these trucks, he's gonna be able to know where he's at and pull over to a safe spot and wait there until the truck passes. And he's excited to have that in his truck, and let's go mount it. We'll see you at the truck. Adios.
She sidled over to my side. She said, "My honey, ain't no money here to keep you satisfied." Smile.
Yeah, so where are you taking this thing?
Well, we did about 4 weeks on Vancouver Island doing the Grand Loop, and then just took it to Kenora, Ontario, and back again. But we used all gravel and second-rate roads, no freeway.
Yeah. And soon Alaska.
Alaska is definitely on the agenda for sure. We're going actually over to the island to do storm watch.
So today we stuck a VHF two-way radio in this FG 4x4 high gain antenna up there, and Icom Radio piggybacked with the CB over there. Fit in there just perfectly. And this rig is ready for communicating, ready for the road. He's in here for a quick little leak repair on the roof. And we'll have him back on the road doing some big adventures.